Mr. Howard Foster. From Poland, Mr. Grzegorz Malenda. And from England, Mr. Dave Paris. On the bell, timekeeper Peter Humphrey. And in charge of the action, star referee from Fleetwood, England, Mr. Steve Gray. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet our boxers. Firstly, in the blue corner stands the challenger, wearing the black shorts with white and red trim. On the limit, 10 stone even, from 16 contests, 15 wins, 2 inside the distance with only 1 defeat. He is the former English lightweight champion, the former WBC silver super lightweight champion. Tonight he is the challenger from Hackney, London, Ohara Davies. And in the red corner stands the champion, wearing dark blue with white and gold. On the scales at now, 13 pounds 5 ounces. He is undefeated, 13 contests, 13 wins, no defeats, 3 wins inside the distance. Standing before you tonight as the reigning defending WBA International Super Lightweight Champion from Liverpool is Farrell.
Okay, boys, McCulvey, take 1 step back. Don't throw punches to the back of the head. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch them up. Good luck, lads.
Fanatical home support for Tom Farrell on his biggest night, and a pretty important one for this man, Ohara Davies, the hard-hitting Londoner who was lighting up the scene until the battle of the hot prospects saw Josh Taylor teach him a painful lesson. Many questions to answer for Ohara Davies, but the first thing we noticed in the introductions, Paul, we looked at each other, is the size of Davies compared to Farrell.
He's a big lad, isn't he? Looks like he's carved up well. Big solid thighs on him and his shoulders, but it's his reach what has always made me look at Davies. He's got an unbelievably long reach.
Clips Farrell early as well. His punches come from awkward angles, and if he has, which it looks like, got his mind back together after, well, the abuse he got for allegedly quitting against Josh Taylor. To me, it looked like he was outclassed and he was beaten by a guy who may well go on to become a world champion.
Taylor's an absolute class act, quality fighter. No shame in losing, as we were talking off air, and you said yourself, there's no shame in losing to someone like Josh Taylor. The way it happened, a lot of people wasn't too happy about, but at the end of the day, what happened in the fight is what a lot of people expected who know the boxing.
Yep, he said his nostrils were blocked in the end, he couldn't breathe. He chose to protect himself for another day. He's always done things differently, Ohara Davies, but he can really hit. And what of Farrell? He's a neat boxer, he's a southpaw. I was sitting on Tony Sims's table at the British Boxing Awards last night, and he said the one thing that he's worried about is if he sticks to that southpaw game. Farrell, he switches a lot. From an orthodox point of view, he doesn't fear Ohara Davies in there, but Davies has some problems with southpaws.
Davies, Farrell, sorry, if he keeps switching, he'll find that out himself. A lot of time when a fighter used to switch, and I wasn't fond of southpaws, I just rushed him when he turned southpaw as if I was confident. But he turned back to orthodox again. And
body shot from Davies there, just some reddening already on Farrell, who's shown a good chin so far, but you know, he's had a slow rise and he's not a big puncher. He'll need to get into a rhythm. He believes he can take Davies into dark places. Davies is always very, very bold and precocious, and at the pre-fight presser said this fight doesn't go 3 rounds. A bit of blood just on the forehead of Farrell.
The word on the street, Adam, you know, the rumours around the boxing fraternity is how big a puncher Davies is as well. A lot of people who have sparred with him and done a lot of rounds say he's a big puncher as well.
Looking to have effect here, and he lays out Farrell at the end of the first, and I'm not sure he can get up from that. It was a cracker from Ohara Davies. The count's at 8. He needs the bell badly. Can he carry on? Ohara Davies with a right to the left, the bell comes in, and Farrell just about survives. Wow, that is the power of Davies, and Farrell just gets through a dramatic last 30 seconds. Can he recover? Is a minute long enough, Paul?
I don't think so, but it's up to that corner now. They need to check if his faculties are still there. They need to check if he's answering back, and if he's all there when he's answering back. Farrell, that's a big shot. Head goes back, followed through a nothing jab really. That's just pushed him over the game, but a heavy knockdown.
We heard beforehand how he said he's got a good chin, Farrell, but Ohara Davies, that'll put it sky high. The red boots, the black trunks.
The legs look okay from Farrell, Adam, but it's whether his head's cleared. It's whether his head is okay and whether his chin's okay. When another shot.
Oh, he's out, down again. Looks at his corner straight away. He's very quickly up on a knee. But he can't take much more of this. The power's the difference. And Farrell's unbeaten record is going to go up in smoke in front of his home fans, because Ohara Davies is a punch or two away from concluding this. Farrell brave, tried so hard, Steve Gray looking close now, and Davies is relentless and ruthless, and it's the comeback that he's wanted from the Josh Taylor defeat. Farrell turns southpaw. Can he survive? Can he stay in this?
Stay southpaw and stay away and keep your distance. If he gets close, you have to hold. That's Farrell's. That's what he needs to do. He's got this time. Stay southpaw to keep Davies off.
Switched again. Farrell and Davies with 2 knockdowns, and brutal ones as well, Paul.
What does that say about the recovery skills of Farrell? But to jump up the way he did, quick to the knee and then come up when he scrambled, it's such good recuperative skills.
Yeah, amazing. They've obviously got him in extraordinarily good shape, the team, for this one. Huge credit to Tom Farrell, who's also cut by the left eye. But one round the side of the head, back of the head was it. He's complaining, but he's down, and it's been counted. That's 3 knockdowns within the first 5 minutes.
His legs went off that shot, but he seemed okay again. The recuperative skills of him are good, but there's only so many of those you can take. Got to tighten up, got to change something.
It's all proving far too much, and another right hand, and he turns to southpaw. And how much more Steve Gray going to want to see of this? Farrell not a puncher, and Davies just waiting to detonate one more. But credit to Farrell for sticking it out and trying. Unbelievable, really.
The footwork from Farrell now, how are his legs back to normal? He's took big shots.
But he's all at sea again every time he gets caught, Paul.
What we were saying before, Adam, heavy-handed Ohara Davies, as everyone says who gets in the ring.
Oh, another right hand. And he's just wide open to that. 15 seconds left in the second. Another shot on the chin. He's trying to cling on. Is he going to see the end of the second round? And what would you do if you were in his corner?
If I was in his corner, I'd have stopped on the first knockdown, but I don't know him as well as they do, and I didn't know he had these recuperative skills, so I would have stopped the fight after the first knockdown, but I don't know him, and they've proved right that he didn't stop the fight.
Legs were very shaky as he went back. Let's listen in.
We weathered a little bit of a storm, but
on the back, but again he's done well getting up. Them type of shots are what scramble your centres and your legs, and they go completely.
Danny Whittington in the corner.
come on.
What an absolutely horrendous start for Tom Farrell. He's been down 3 times, he's cut. Somehow he comes out for the 3rd round. That's the heart of you fighters. Sometimes you just see unbelievable things.
And that's what the referee's for. I'm not saying that in this case, obviously, but it's to save fighters from being too brave for their own good.
Big headshots again, but Farrell just squeezes out of the way of that one. He's never had a chance to get his boxing going.
No, yeah, he has to stay tight. Got to stay tight. There's that long range, what we keep talking about with Davies. So rangy, really long arms.
A good jab as well from Davies. And it's been an excellent performance. Back at the critics. Yes, he was the pre-fight favourite, but they don't look like any demons, do they?
It looks like he's certainly got over what happened with Josh Taylor, although it'll probably be playing on his mind deep down. But listen, this is a different level than Josh Taylor, but Farrell has shown excellent recovery skills to still even be in there after those knockdowns.
Big right hand again. What a chin he's showing, having picked himself up off the canvas 3 times. What confidence has he got, though? He was the one that said he'd take Ohara Davies into dark places.
Setting traps, Davies, jabbing and touching the elbow, jabbing low to bring that right hand over the top. Farrell should switch back southpaw and stay southpaw. It's a bit more difficult to land that shot.
Accurate as well, Davies, and sharp. He's had great sparring under Tony Sims, as always. And the Fazza fans have been silenced here. Turns back to southpaw. That's got to give him his only real chance, hasn't it? If he has a chance, Farrell.
He's got to weather this storm, but it's how long this storm's going to last. Look at Davies, mouth closed, very comfortable, not even exerting too much. You know, he's not going to tire. He's not going to stop doing this. He's going to keep coming forward to land the big shots.
And he keeps connecting. That's the problem for Farrell.
The jab for Davies is very good as well. It's coming from low down, which is harder to defend. It's so rangy.
Well, the prediction was within 3 rounds. And quite amazingly, after what we've seen, it hasn't happened yet. And Farrell comes back with a combination and a smile from Ohara Davies and a real cheer from these passionate fans here, who must be immensely proud of the fact their man is trying so hard to stick with Davies.
Just missing with the right hand there.
No, you didn't. All right, and now you just started breaking him a little bit as he's weary. Right, we're lunging and what.
Just to offset the opponent, but it was enough to just push Farrell over after a big shot that done the damage in the first place.
Doesn't give much away, does he, Ohara Davies? He says, some people think I'm weird, some say I'm different, others think I live in a world of my own. He said he doesn't know what goes through his mind sometimes, but it's a mightily impressive comeback fight this for Ohara Davies. 3 easy rounds, 3 knockdowns, and in total control over the brave but outclassed Tom Farrell. Another right hand and a body shot. That looked really hurtful.
It did. He is heavy-handed, and we can hear the noise of these shots sitting at ringside. And as we say again, everyone that's been in the ring says the same thing with him, but you don't want to be taking those shots if you're Farrell. You know, he needs to be a bit more busy as well. Keep making a move, keep feinting, keep jinking, and just keep offsetting and keep your jab out. The cut off on the left eye there of Farrell again.
Blood from the nose, blood trickling down the left eye. Scars of battle, unsurprising. When he'd been floored 3 times. The first one so heavy, we wondered whether he could even get up. But he has. He's got back to his corner. 3 times, and he's still trying to find a way to get his boxing working, but he can't get out of the way of the right hand.
No, the range and the imposing footwork of Davies, he's manoeuvring Farrell where he wants him to go in the ring with the footwork. You see him just edging his left foot out slightly as well when he's orthodox.
One slicing the eye open again there, which looks suddenly worse as Davies takes centre ring. Farrell gets one back, he just shakes his head and comes back with his own attempted booming right. 12 knockouts in his 15 wins. That was better from Farrell.
That was better, just a little bit short, but at least he knows that the punch is there, that the shot is there.
And the constant switching still of stances for Tom Farrell.
You see the little feint then, Adam, from Farrell, and Davies reacted. He needs to keep making him react. Stop letting him set himself. Stop letting Davies set himself, because he will unload. There's little feints here and there to make Davies react.
He's a decent amateur with Stoppage and Knowsley Vale as well. Reached the quarterfinals of the ABA's Tom Farrell, so very neat and tidy. But Ohara Davies, who didn't have that many amateur fights, looks a very dangerous and heavy-handed pro still. But this is an improvement for Farrell, and some confidence coming back as he gets a little success.
Boxing on Sky Sports, sponsored by Voltarol, the joy of movement.
And then try and turn it into their fight. You haven't given him anything, but he was better in the last round, Tom Farrell.
A lot better, but again, you know, the advice from the corner is good advice. This is where we need to start, but he hasn't really worked that hard, Ohara Davies, early on.
You have him 7 down, and it's the 5th round, and it's an only 10 as well.
Yeah, unfortunately for Farrell, he's been down 3 times, and there's a 10-8 round and a 10-7 round, and the last 2, I think Davies has still been in control, although Farrell has been improving. That's better.
Yeah, letting his punches go, Tom Farrell. Huge respect for the spirit he's showing in battle here, and whatever happens now, he can hold his head up high.
What we've seen, Adam, as well, which hopefully for Farrell will notice now, is that he's better as a southpaw against Davies, so stick to it.
Gets a right hand in. Switch hitting. Always an art, Brendan Ingles stable at Winkerbank, but it can backfire. Remember Isham Pickering in his world title fight, switching stances and getting knocked out, so it's a difficult one to master. They do it brilliantly in Sheffield. Farrell back to orthodox, and this is where Ohara Davies is having the success.
Then, you know, just switch back, keep it at southpaw. Good right hand from Farrell. That was good from Farrell.
Yep, throwing nice punches. Spitting defiance at the bigger, stronger, more experienced man. That eyes looking bad again.
It's back to what we saw in the previous 2 fights with Tom Stalker and Masha Dodd. If you haven't got enough power to keep him off and to make him respect you, he's going to keep coming as Davies is.
Only 3 knockouts so far for Tom Farrell. That's the problem. And he needs something massive here. No sign of it, although boxing better. That jab of Davies still thumping home. And a good left hand as well.
Good stuff again, just a long-range counter from Davies. Saying about the loss that he's had, good shot again from Davies. We're talking about the loss that he's had. You can see the focus absolutely etched on his face, can't you? He doesn't want to put a foot wrong tonight.
He's cut badly by the left eye. There's blood from the nose. His face is a real mess, and still his legs are working. Still he's trying to get into positions to get that boxing back together. But if this continues like this, is this one of those that the corner might have to start thinking, getting compassionate, saving for another day? Because really he's being beaten up in there.
Yeah, and we're at the halfway stage of the fight. doesn't want to be there. Halfway stage of the fight, and he's so many rounds down because of the knockdowns. You could save the fighter for another day, but that's, in their opinion, in the corner, it is early days.
Right, let's get switched on now. Let's get switched on. We're still giving him this left hook we've been talking about. All right, is there a counter there, Farrell? Can you see it? Tell me, can you see the gap? No, it's not there. When he's leading with that left hook after your feint, is there a gap there? Yeah. We're still making an entrance with our hands up. Yeah. We're not working down and up. We're not working on the fastest angles. Yeah. Are we moving across them? Are we going with the second and exit and roll?
7 runs work for the body first, and then yeah, put your punching together in clusters now. Alright?
Second out, round 6.
Second half of this 10-rounder, and it has been painfully one-sided in the favour of Ohara Davies, who wants the job done now. I just was speaking to Dave Colwell behind me, who was saying he would have pulled Farrell out by now.
Again, as we said, after the first knockdown, I would have told him, but it's all, we don't know the fighter.
I'm starting to get uncomfortable with this. Big shots from Ohara Davies. Steve Gray on the verge. He's gone down on one knee. You've got to say enough's enough. He's been so brave, Farrell. So spirited, but it is surely over. He just about gets up. Fourth knockdown, Steve Gray lets it go on. And Ohara Davies is just going to continue down for the 5th time. Finally called off. And I think that was just a bit too late. But Tom Farrell is beaten for the first time. He tried so hard. Everything was against him. What a win for Ohara Davies, who gets the stoppage. Not inside 3, although it looked like he would, but inside schedule. And he was pretty punch perfect.
He was clinical tonight, heavy-handed, finding the target at will. Big, heavy shot at the end of the first round. As I said, after the first knockdown, it looked like it was all over. We were about to stand up and shout it's over. You know, it was a heavy, heavy knockdown. You don't see many people recovering. Great recovery skills, but for me, took a little bit too much there in that round.
Steve Gray, a fantastic referee, terrific corners around. You don't want to say, you know, stop it, whatever. It just felt as though he had no chance of winning, and I think into that last round, Davies teeing off on him, and it started to get difficult, didn't it, for us to see?
It did, and in the referee's defence, he's asking Farrell, is he okay? He looks like he's got his faculties there, and he's answering, so that's the referee's defence. But in the referee's criticism of the referee, stop the fight, it didn't need to go on, he didn't need to receive that last knockdown. He's about 8 points down, 9 points down. He's been knocked down 4 times. He's not a puncher, he's not going to win the fight. You should know this as a referee, stop the fight.
It was ruthless. Great to see Tom Farrell on his feet. And he could hold his head up high because of the spirit and guts he showed in there, especially after that first knockdown in the opener. But Ohara Davies, like a man possessed tonight, he had to win this. His whole career was really sort of on the line here.
It was, and as I said at the start, when the ring walks were happening, and I didn't quite get to finish, his mouth doesn't help for me, that he brings a lot of criticism and publicity to himself by the way he talks, so he needs to back it up even more when he gets in the ring. But after the loss that he had against Josh Taylor, a lot of people would have questioned what he could do after that.
And how good does that make Josh Taylor look? I'll tell you what, I think they've got a start up in Scotland, but Ohara Davies is back in the mix, very much so, and Tom Farrell will come again.
He will come again, and he needs to just work on getting out the way of a few more shots and just keep doing what he's doing. You know, he's come on a hell of a lot since I saw him in his first couple of fights, and he's improving all the time. He's just bit off a little bit more than he could chew tonight against a big, heavy-handed opponent, but you know, there's a way back for him and he'll come again. He just needs to go back and to the drawing board and regroup.
It was brutal, and it went on and on. Ohara Davies with victory number 16, and that will feel so sweet.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time is 50 seconds of round number 6. Referee Steve Gray dispenses with the count. The winner by technical count out. He is the new WBA International Super Lightweight Champion, Ohara Davies. And ladies and gentlemen, please, with appreciation.
So he gets a belt around him, just a minor one. Ohara Davies, Tom Farrell gets big support from the crowd. He'll be devastated to lose for the very first time, but Ohara Davies showed how it is possible to come back from defeat. You all go through it.
We saw it a couple of times tonight, haven't we? As you said earlier, he's back from defeat now. He needs to plan his route carefully with Eddie Hearn and with his team around him, and he needs to try and get back to the original direction that he was going before he walked into Josh Taylor, who humbled him a little bit, put him in his place a little bit, and showed his true class on the night.
He hasn't quite shut his mouth, though. So it'll be interesting to see what Andy gets out of Ohara Davies here. But well done to Ohara.
Ohara, congratulations, back to winning ways tonight. Was that redemption for you following your first professional career defeat last time?
It was redemption. I'm not happy with how I performed still. I still feel like I've got a lot to improve on. That will come with time. So I'm just looking forward to continuing my journey. And I'm pleased that I got the win, but I feel like I've still got a lot to learn.
What was your mindset like coming out tonight following your first defeat? Or was there any negativity at all?
There was a lot of negativity, even in the gym, you know. My last camp, I had a lot of issues behind the scenes that no one knows about. I had so many issues, and I feel like that also contributed to me taking my first loss. Since then, I've just kind of knuckled down, I've kept my head down, I've listened to my coach 100%, and I'm glad that I'm back to winning ways, and I will continue.
You said to Eddie Hearn that you didn't want to come back in a rebuilding process, you didn't want to come back in six-rounders. Do you still believe you've got it in you to go on and win titles?
100%, and the reason why I said that to Eddie Hearn is because I knew that I lost that fight due to the issues that I had behind the scenes. I had many issues, and I knew that once I get rid of those issues, focus on my boxing again, I'll be back to winning ways. So that's why I was so confident, and you know, I'll just be an unbeaten fighter. Tom Farrell, he's a good fighter, and I won my WBA international, so I'm pleased.
Just a word on his courage as well. You were letting some heavy-handed shots go. He showed a lot of heart to stay in there.
I thought he was literally going to be out of there in 3 or 4 rounds. I was totally mistaken. Tom Farrell's got such a heart, and I have to respect him for that. You know, he took a few heavy shots. His eye got cut, and his other eye got cut. He still didn't give up. He still fought on like the champion that he is. And I feel like the WBA International doesn't define him. He's still a champion in my eyes.
Let's see what Eddie Hearn's got planned for you for the future. Eddie, what does the future hold for Ohara Davies?
Well, it's a big night for him tonight. You know, potentially his career on the line at championship level. Massive respect for Tom Farrell. You know, putting his record on the line at 13-0. But O'Hara's got a lot to prove after that defeat to Josh Taylor. And you know, he's right. He made a lot of mistakes in that camp. But he still lost to a very good fighter in Josh Taylor. And one day down the line, we'd like that fight again. But for now, the career continues. He's back in the world top 15. And he's a very good fighter. He's a spiteful fighter. He can punch. And when he's on his game like he was tonight, it's going to be very difficult to beat.
Well done tonight.
Ohara Davies is back with a vengeance, simply outclassing Tom Farrell this evening. A brave